Off the Wyoming turnover, Sharif Fajardo is fouled hard by Wyoming Slide Johnson. Johnson punches Jeff Spiller in the face. Then Kevin Beal of UTEP hits Johnson. Johnson, Spiller, and Beal all ejected from the game. Johnson had a cut over his eye. UTEP won the game 77-71.
Who notched 15 points and 14 boards in the Wildcats' 88-79 win over UCLA last month, tied his career high with 21 points by the half. Combine that with sloppy play by the Bruins, including 6 first-half turnovers by Chris Johnson, and UCLA found itself in a hole early.
Look what's happening. I mean, they are just killing them inside, and it's a 19-point Arizona lead.
When Reggie Geary fed Davis for an easy layup with 5:30 left in the first half, it appeared as if Arizona had all but put the game away. But Geary was called for taunting on the play, a technical foul, which seemed to give the Bruins new life. When Toby Bailey's slam on the break cut the lead to 6, 42-36, the UCLA of old had returned. With stars J.R. Henderson and Charles O'Bannon relegated to the bench with 3 fouls each, the second half belonged to the UCLA veterans. Lone senior Kevin Dempsey displayed his versatility with the huge slam over Davis. Then he drains the long-distance jumper.
Kevin Dempsey! Hey, that's coming off the bench.
8 minutes left in the game. Cameron Dollar's slicing layup made the score 65-63, the closest margin since it was 4-2. Dollar continued to shine, tearing apart the Wildcat defense.
How about this guy? A career high for Cameron Dollar, 14 points. And it's a 2-point game again.
Tied at 71 with 2:30 left, Arizona let the 24-second clock run out.
Ouch.
1:38 left and UCLA up 75-71. Miles Simon converts the tough turnaround jumper, and prayers were answered on this heave that tied the game at 75 with just 33 seconds left.
This guy's got miracle written all over him.
After a timeout, UCLA can hold for the last possession. But watch Toby Bailey. He's pushed onto the court by the UCLA bench. Problem here, there were already 5 Bruins on the floor. So who goes to the line to shoot the technical? Miles Simon.
The miracle man from Sunday can give Arizona the lead. On the court for UCLA.
Simon misses the first and the second. But now Arizona can hold for the last possession and the win.
Are they looking for Ben Davis? Reggie Geary gives it to Ben. He misses. Chris Johnson with the rebound. And a foul is called. A foul is called with 1 second left. Chris Johnson hits the first. He misses. Davis rebounds. It's a futile attempt. And Arizona has lost to UCLA 76-70.
Started. Ron Mercer from Nashville, booed by his fellow Tennesseans throughout, says boo this. Kevin O'Neal with a dreaded chest sweat. Tony Delk, air ball. Antoine Walker is a right-hander, except that was a left-handed hook. He put down Kentucky by 13 at the break. Afterwards, Tony Delk fakes a 3 and into Derek Anderson for the lay-in. So next time he has the ball open for a 3, it's going to be a fake. No. Kentucky, a 17-love run to start the second half. Delk with 14. A 40-point victory for Kentucky. They're now 4 victories away from the first he's met, but close this time at Gamble. First half, Notre Dame is up by 5 off the Hoover miss. Marcus Young and then back to Hoover. And then the Huskies said, enough of this. Deron Shefford tapped Kirk King to Travis Knight. King tonight. Sounds like a chess move. This is Shelby Lyman. Then Ray Allen says, crown this. What a dribble. UConn 23-22. And then Allen stops from way downtown. Bang. UConn 58-39. And Allen with just 2 this time to wrap it up. 85-65 the final. UConn has now won 23 straight. 14 of 14 in the conference. The ball to Jerry McCullough, and back to Varga, the give and go in the jam. 12-1 Pitt, 7 minutes and a half. Alvin Williams with the jam. Follow Nova up by 9, or down by 9 when Kerry Kittles takes over. And the foul.
for Kittles.
Pitt by 1, starting the second half. Then Eric Ebers starts feeding Kittles some bits. Ties it at 43. Pitt answers. Aldridge the miss. Varga, 48-45 Pittsburgh. And then once again, it's Kittles. Brought to you by Eric Ebers for 3. Their biggest lead. Time's winding down. Pitt has the lead. McCullough. Last chance to tie will be Aldridge for 3. Oh, the back of the rim. Nova holds on to win 67-64, and Kittles ends with 25. The poor Panthers.
First half. Kansas off early. Jacques Vaughn to Jarrett Hass. Jayhawks by as many as 9. Iowa State didn't score the first 9.5 minutes. Sean Bankhead waking everybody up. Kenny Pratt, sweet drive in the lane. We're tied at 28, and all of Ames is loving it. But Kansas in the second half. Paul Pierce with authority. Pierce had 13 points. Kansas leads by 2. They extend it out to 9 off the pick and roll. It's more Jock Rock. Vaughn to Scott Pollard. Vaughn with 9 assists. And Tim Floyd says, yeah, we're done. 61-50. Paul Pierce leading the Melvin Levitt and Danny Fortson, each with 17, as DePaul drops their 13th straight. It's the longest losing streak in school history. First place on the line of the ACC, Wake Forest and Georgia Tech. Rusty LaRue, no. Tim Duncan, yes. Wake up 1. Georgia Tech responds. Matt Harpring with the steal. Gotta go to Stephon Marbury. Sweet reverse. Marbury with 25. Tech up 62-58. Less than 2 minutes to play. Rusty LaRue is true from 3. LaRue with 19. It's a 1-point game. Wake with one last chance. Tony Rutland pulls up for 3. Rebound. LaRue. Good. No good. It came after time expired, and the replay showed it was a good call. Georgia Tech holds on 13 minutes. Then Simon gets picked by Stace Bozeman, and Stace throws it down. He had 22. Trojans down by 8. Lute would settle down, though. So would his team. Oh, behind the back from Simon to Ben Davis. Sweet reverse. He had 19. Then Reggie Geary has hops. Cats win it 86-72. Ben Davis, 19 points. Geary with 18. All 5 Zona starters in double figures. The Trojans have lost 5 in a row. They happen to be 0-4 with Henry Bibby at the helm. UCLA and Arizona State first half. Cameron Dollar with the steal up the court. The oop. Oh, yes. Jelani McCoy with the throwdown. 33-24 Bruins. Jeremy Veal from outside. Arizona State down 1. But all McCoy in the second half as he gets the feed and some thunder there. John Wooden says, I like this freshman. UCLA would put it away. Kevin Dempsey in the passing lane picks it off. Toby Bailey, he can dunk. 87-70 is your final. Jelani McCoy.
His birthday week. Freshman Vince Carter tries to do a little Mike. And Dante Calabria, here's the replay. He put the biscuit in the basket, all right. But the Heels were trailing 36-34 at the half. Virginia on a run. Here it is, Staples. Ka-ching. Cavs by 8. Heels still down by 4 when Calabria with the steal. And takes it the length of the court. And it's a Robert Gould layup. Unk within 2. And then Jeff McInnis. Shamond Williams, who gacked in a couple of games earlier this season in the clutch. No gack that time for Dean. The Heels win 71-66. It ends with an 18-3 run over 8 minutes. The Heels avoid having lost 3 straight at home, which they have not done since 1953. The unlikely Memphis-G-Town matchup. Chris Garner to Michael Wilson with a jam. Then it's Lorenzen Wright. He'll miss the jumper, but Michael Mr. Wilson with another jam. 10 first half points. Georgetown answers. Victor Page with the steal. And now he'll do a Calabria. The length of the floor with a little bit of a trailer action there. Georgetown up in a street yard shootout by 1 at the half. Then they start playing some defense. Iverson with the steal and his own lay-in. Oh, and the roll. 30 points, 4 assists, more Georgetown. Boubacar, ow, the touch pass to inside to Harrington, who spins and lay it in. Brought to you by Ow. Georgetown by 21. The school.
Seconds of regulation. Check out the shot clock. Todd Fuller will launch. Share ball. Al Pinkins gets hammered. Could have called goaltending also, but they say none of that counted because the shot clock ran out before Pinkins ever got the ball back up again. So Duke ball, final seconds. Jeff Capel going for the win. No. We go to overtime, tied at 70. And in the final seconds of OT, Duke up 3. Curtis Marshall says, I'm the Marshal. Not in this game. Duke wins 79-76 as the clock runs out. Jeff Capel, 27 points. Auburn and Arkansas. Alvin Jefferson with too much authority. It comes out. That's no basket. Pat Bradley, not to be confused with the golfer, hits the three. He had 5 threes on the day. Arkansas 87-77. LSU and Alabama. His name is Roy Rogers. No trigger jokes. In command for Bama. Little hook. Rogers had 27 points, 10 boards, 10 blocks, rejecting Deuce Ford. Bama wins 76-73.
It's been the story for Utah this year. Off the Van Horn miss. Brandon Jesse's there. Lots of hands in the mix. A 10-point lead. Darius Rutledge fires it up for San Diego State, hits the three to keep it close, but the Utes were oh so solid. Miller goes to Michael Doliak, and he hammers it down, and Utah wins it by 14.
Fouls, no points in the first half. Off the bench for Purdue, Brad Miller the lay-in and the foul. Purdue by 8. Nittany Lions weren't giving up, though. Matt Gaudio from the top of the key hits the jumper. Penn State trails by 3, but they wouldn't score for another 8 minutes. Purdue an 8-0 run. Justin Jennings with the lay-in. Purdue up by 10 at halftime. Second half, Secunda still struggling. Goes for the 3, no good. He was held scoreless for the game. Jerry Dunn and company frustrated. Meanwhile, Todd Foster gets the steal, finds Jennings, who finishes strong. Purdue wins 66-49. Brad Miller had 17 points and 9 rebounds as Purdue wins the battle for first place in the Big Ten. A sea of orange greeting the Minutemen. First half, all Marcus Camby. The big block, he had 5. Then Camby, the turnaround. He had 15 of the Minutemen's first 21 points. If it wasn't Camby, it was Dante Bright. Camby triple team to Bright, high off the glass. UMass up by 7. Damon Watlington trying to keep it close. The jumper over. Carmelo Travieso. Hokies down 33-28 at the half. Second half, Camby too much. The stuff, then Camby. Look at these moves. Slices through the D and lays it in. John Calipari's team one step closer to a perfect season, 74-58. Virginia Tech, which had their 17-game home,
who was the driver, did play today. And so did Lewis Bullock, who hits the 3 and was fouled. Michigan leading by as many as 19. Look at Bobby Knight out on the court on the right side of your screen to protest. And that will certainly draw a T. Indiana coming alive. Neil Reed with a feed to Harris Mujezinovich. The Hoosiers, though, turn it over off the head of Richard Mandeville. Maceo Baston with authority as Michigan wins it 80-75.